Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone enjoyed the vlog that I posted last week, and thank you to everybody who is new and has subscribed. You can already tell by the title this is meant to be a weight loss journey video because it is the most highly requested video on TikTok whenever I ask what I should post. And so I thought I would give it a go, but I am really regretting it. Like, there's an endless amount to say and it is literally impossible. What I realized is that this is more so my advice on things that can help you lose weight and then maintain your results, rather than my own journey. But to be honest, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm not a professional in health and nutrition. I'm just talking purely off of what has worked for me and what I'm going to continue to do. So I started my weight loss journey when lockdown began. I was 11 stone 5 pounds, and it was not the biggest, well yeah, it was kind of like the biggest I'd been. I had managed to lose weight before and I just crept back up to this point where I wasn't happy again and I felt miserable. So I went into lockdown knowing that I was either going to come out of it at the same weight and still feeling miserable, or I was going to come out feeling worse, having gained weight, or I could come out in like the best shape of my life and feel amazing, healthy and happy. So obviously I wanted to try and achieve the last one. I needed to really sit down and like look at what I've tried before to lose weight and why it didn't work. First thing I didn't do that I would usually do is lower my calories too low and too fast. So usually before, when I've tried to lose weight, I would lower my calories to about 1,500 and even lower sometimes. I was lucky to get past the first week, if I'm being honest, because if you think about it, you've gone from eating in a surplus of like over 2,000 calories, let's say for instance, and then you're changing that to 1,500. That's going to be really hard to maintain and keep up because your body's just not used to that, and you're going to struggle. You're going to feel really hungry and sad, and all you're going to be thinking about is when you next get to eat food. So what I did this time was I decided to lower my calories slowly. So first I started at 1,800, then 1,700, and I never went below 1,500. And some days I would even let myself eat 2,000 if I had been quite active on that day. My main goal was to never go above 2,000 calories because that's the typical women's average on how much they need to maintain weight. So that's my first bit of advice, is don't drop your calories too fast and too low. Not sustainable. You will not keep it up and you will end up in a very vicious cycle of starting and stopping and starting and stopping. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is let's go for cheat days, because I feel like that fits into the whole calorie deficit sort of thing. So do I let myself have cheat days? Of course I do. I personally never plan a cheat day. That is something that I decided to do this time around on my weight loss journey, because previously I've had a really restrictive diet throughout the week and then allowed myself to have a cheat weekend, which is not gonna work. I was having things like Weetabix and water for breakfast, and then on the weekend I'd have pizza, chocolate, ice cream, and just let myself go crazy, which was terrible because I felt miserable throughout the week because I was being restrictive, and then I felt miserable after the weekend because I had overeaten a lot, making me feel like everything I did throughout the week was for nothing. There was not a single time in that period where I felt happy and positive and had a good relationship with food. So I would never plan a cheat day because of my experience with that in the past. So what are my cheat days? And I keep doing this because I don't call them cheat days. My version of a cheat day is going over my calorie deficit and feeling fine about it. Let's say my calorie deficit at the minute, it's 1,700 calories, and then if I am more active I will let myself eat like to 2,000 calories. Let's say I go over 2,000 calories or over 1,700 calories. I would call that a cheat day because I haven't stuck to my deficit. Not necessarily a bad thing, it's actually quite a good thing. I feel like it's important to let your body have days where it gets more food, because food is fuel. It is literally just energy for your body. So I tend to listen to my body when I have a day where I'm craving a lot more, or if I feel much more hungry than I usually would. I listen to my body and I allow myself to have more food. Do I still track my calories when I have a cheat day? I think I start off tracking my calories, yeah, because I don't know it's going to be a cheat day. But then as soon as I start to eat more, I don't track them, because I feel like if you track your calories on a cheat day, you start to feel guilty, and you should never feel guilty after letting your body have more food. Definitely should not punish yourself the next day and be restrictive. What I do is I get to the end of the day, I feel happy, and even if I get guilty, because I do sometimes, like I'm normal, I have to remind myself, don't feel guilty. Literally don't. And that is what's made this whole progress so much more successful, is talking to myself and being rational. Please talk to yourself. When you feel guilty, say stop it right now. Just tomorrow, just get straight back on track. Just don't punish yourself, because that is when, again, it becomes restrictive, and it's very easy to become restrictive. Another version of my cheat days is, let's say I know I'm going out for a meal with my friends or family, or I'm getting a takeaway because we can't go out to restaurants at the minute. If my family are getting a takeaway, I let myself have the takeaway, because if I want it, I'm gonna have it, and I will not track my calories. And as long as you're not having, like, let's say fast food every single day and like overindulging every single day, you are fine to have it once a week. And if I am getting McDonald's, kind of got like my go-to order that I really enjoy, which is like sweet chili crispy chicken wrap and 6 chicken nuggets. I know that comes to around like 700 and something calories, and I will just track that, and that would be more of a high calorie lunch, but would then work my dinner around that so that I can stick to my deficit. So, you know, having a takeaway doesn't mean you can't stick to your deficit. You definitely can. It's just, if I'm having it for dinner and I don't know how many calories are in what I'm going to eat, I'm not going to try and track it. I'm just going to enjoy it. So that kind of summarizes the whole cheat day question that I get asked a lot. And so now I'm going to move on to what types of foods I eat. People seem to think when they're starting weight loss stuff that they need to eat really healthy foods and get rid of all the foods that they enjoy, like chocolate. And I would never do that. I have chocolate every single day in my porridge oats. If you watch my TikTok videos, you'll know that I always have chocolate on my porridge oats, and I kind of have that breakfast. Well, I have that breakfast every single day. Yeah, you can literally eat whatever you want as long as it's in a deficit. And tracking calories, may I just add, is not a must. You do not have to. It just helps you to get an awareness of how many calories are in different types of foods, and also just helps you keep on track. So yeah, when it comes to the types of foods I'm eating, I will eat whatever I want, but I will make sure I have breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're the type of person that does not like having breakfast in the morning because you feel sick, just wait until later on in the day, because what I've found from previous attempts at weight loss is I would, like I said, have a super restrictive breakfast, like Weetabix and water, and then save my calories for dinner. But because I've been so restrictive earlier on in the day, I end up binging at night. I've been joined by Gracie. You can't see her, but I'm gonna show you. Who's that? They're back, Gracie. They're back for another video. Okay, so I also wanted to add that when it comes to the different types of foods that I have now, I decided to look at things I really enjoyed. So for example, a sausage sandwich. I realized that, well, pork sausages have quite a lot of calories in them, so I switched out pork sausages for chicken sausages by the brand Heck, I think it is, and I think it's only 76 calories for 2 sausages. Just like little tweaks like that, you can find healthier alternatives or lower calorie alternatives if you just do a little bit of digging. Another thing that I did was I started including more protein in my diet. Protein is really good because when you're training, it also helps repair and build your muscles, and in addition to that, protein helps keep you fuller for longer. So I started having protein bars as a snack instead of chocolate bars. It's got more nutritional value and it's going to help keep you fuller for longer. So why wouldn't you choose a protein bar over a chocolate bar? You can eat whatever you want. Just be aware of how many calories are in what food. So for that, I used MyFitnessPal. I downloaded that app when I started my fitness journey when lockdown happened, and I've used it ever since. I do not count my calories every day. I just used it to get an understanding of how much, or if I'm trying a new oats recipe, I might track what foods I've added to my oats, so then I know how many calories are in it, and I know for future. Now, another thing is not everybody knows how many calories they need, and they're not even aware of what a calorie deficit is. So if that is you and you do not have any idea of how much you need to be having, they have calorie calculators online. I use calculator.net. I'll put mine on screen now for reference. I did this before I started this video. So I inputted all my details, as you can see, and then based on your details, it will give you how many calories you need for like maintenance, to lose weight gradually, or to have like significant weight loss, etc. So that will kind of give you an understanding of how many you need as an individual. Mine are quite low, and because of my height and my weight, I don't really need to be losing any more weight at the minute. I'm at a very healthy weight, so please do not go by mine. Just do the calculator for yourself. At the minute I'm eating 1,700 calories. When in a deficit, that is how much I'm eating, but I eat anywhere between that and 2,000. So people often ask me how much I was eating when I started, and I lowered my calories down slowly. I did not start by eating a low amount of calories. I did not stick to a specific number of calories either. Kind of varied each day depending on how much I wanted to eat. I was just mindful and made sure I did not exceed 2,000 calories. I tried to stick between 1,500 and 1,800, and that was kind of how much room I had to play with when it came to how much I could eat. Now let's talk about exercise. What exercise I did that helped me see a difference. So people ask me whether I do like ab exercises mostly, because I feel like there is this huge deal around having abs, and I do not have abs. I have like stomach definition, but I don't have like visible abs all the time. In my what I eat in a day on TikTok, you can see that I have ab definition in some of my videos. When I am fully relaxed, like right now, I'll just show you how my stomach looks right now. When I'm sat here, like that is not particularly flattering, is it? Just to, you know, be honest here. I do have rolls when I sit down, and then when I stand up I do have some ab definition, but if I want to be able to see my abs clearly, I do have to like pose, like twist my stomach and stuff to be able to see. Well, we all have abs. I don't have like Anna Archer fitness abs is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I'm going to tell you exercise I did to help me see these results. To kick off my weight loss, I decided I was going to try and get into running. Now, the biggest mistake I made with running is trying to do it too frequently, and I got a shin splint down here, and it was the most painful thing ever, and it meant that I couldn't run, and I had to stop running for around 2 weeks. And even then I tried to run again, and I hadn't given myself enough time to get over it, and so they came back. So yeah, I would say make sure you have decent footwear if you want to start running, and also don't go into it from like 0 to 100. And yeah, if you can't run and you really struggle, what I did was I tried to run 10 minutes without stopping. It does not matter what pace you're running at, just try and run for 10 minutes without stopping. You can be doing a really light jog, just keep going. Unfortunately, you do have to work past the uncomfortableness of it, because running is quite uncomfortable, but yeah, just push through it. And so now I still do that, still run 10 minutes before each workout that I do, and just see how far I can run in that 10 minutes. And you can just gradually build it up to the distance that you're running within that 10 minutes. When it comes to abs, I don't do abs too often. I feel like people think I do abs every day, but I don't. I literally do it twice a week, if that. I'll leave my specific workouts for another video to film, but yeah, I would say running and walking helped me lose weight. When I go on walks, if you hate walking like I did, I found a podcast I really liked, so The Girls Bathroom by Sophia and Cinzia, and I literally love going out for walks now, just so I can have that time for just myself, to walk the dog and listen to my podcast. And I literally just go to the park that I've got near my house, and I just let Gracie off the lead and just do laps of the field, and I literally don't even see it as exercise. I really enjoy it. Okay guys, so my camera actually died and I've forgotten what I've said and what I haven't said. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into the Q&A, and then hopefully if you still have questions, it will get answered in this part of the video. So the first question I got was, how do you stop eating after dinner? That's when I tend to eat the most. And the way that I can relate to this question is that I used to try and save my calories or skip breakfast or whatever, and that meant that I would be hungrier after dinner. So if you are having breakfast and lunch and you still find that you're hungry after dinner, I would say just look at what you're having for breakfast and lunch. Try and maybe adjust those foods so that they keep you fuller for longer. So like I said about the protein keeping you fuller for longer, just really making sure that you're having enough food throughout the day. However, if you think you are having substantial meals throughout the day and you're still getting really hungry, what I would say is maybe save your snacking and save all of your snacks for after dinner. For me, that would mean instead of having a protein bar like 20 minutes after lunch, I would save that and have that for after dinner, because I know that's when I get my cravings. Another thing that I like to have after dinner is fat-free yogurt, because you can have such a large portion of it, and I would just have that with honey and apple or strawberries. So yeah, that's all I can really say to that question, is that I would just maybe save my snacks after dinner, make sure I'm having substantial meals throughout the day as well, and then also look for lower calorie snacks so that you can basically just have lots of snacks after dinner and you don't have to feel guilty about it or feel like you've gone over your calorie deficit. Somebody else said, do you do rest days where you don't work out? Yes, and I have way too many rest days. People think that I work out much more than I do. The only answer I have to this is that your body is, I think it's something ridiculous, like 80% food, 20% workout. So 80% diet. I don't work out every day. I work out maybe 1 to 3 times a week. I went for a phase of working out every day for about a week and a half, and I really enjoyed it. I would love to try and do that again. I had like one rest day when I did that. And that kind of leads me on to my next video idea. Try and work out every single day for 2 weeks to see how much progress I can make in such a short space of time. But obviously give myself rest days. Like I'm going to give myself maybe 1 or 2 rest days a week. And my rest days I'd still be active, like try and get 10,000 steps. Yeah, let me know if you'd like me to document that. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I just want to know if you guys would want me to condense it down into a video, then you guys could maybe try it out with me. Did you cut out any foods to lose weight? So I've answered that when I said about what I eat. So I still eat whatever I like, but I just try and make healthier choices. You're gonna go or what? My mum's just got back and now she's excited, but she is scared because I've got my light here and she doesn't want to walk past it. So somebody asked, if you don't mind me asking, what's your ending weight goal? I don't have an ending weight goal. To begin with, it was to get down to 9 stone 5 pounds, which I have done. I'm just trying to change my body composition. I want to get more muscular and more lean. So yeah, I do want to lose fat, but I don't have like an ending weight goal. Really small little tweaks now. I'm not trying to lose anything drastic or anything, but I don't have an ending weight goal. I get asked this one a lot and I do answer it on my TikTok, but I'm just gonna answer it now for the sake of people who don't know. So this person said, how long has it taken to lose 2 stone? I did 3 months and I lost 1 stone. Now the reason it took me 3 months is because I wasn't super heavy to begin with. Like I was heavier than I would like to be. I didn't feel happy at that weight, but there's nothing wrong with being 11 stone 5 pounds. It took me slightly longer because of that, and also the fact that I wasn't forcing myself to stick to a really low deficit. Like I said, I was playing between different amounts of calories each day depending on how hungry I felt. So that's why it took me longer, because some days I wasn't in a deficit at all and some days I was. So yeah, I did 3 months and lost about 1 stone in that 3 months. So then it kind of got more towards the winter time, and especially when I knew December was approaching and Christmas was coming up, and I was absolutely terrified that I was going to revert to my old ways and pile it all back on with Christmas food and stuff. So I decided that approaching those months I was gonna like teach myself to maintain. Managed to maintain throughout all of that. It really was fine. It wasn't difficult. As that period was up, I decided to lose again. I've lost another stone since end of December and all of my TikTok videos. To summarize that, I did it in stages. I broke it down and I'm so happy I did it like that, because it taught me to maintain as well as lose. And maintaining can be quite hard. It can be the hardest part, is learning to make it like a permanent lifestyle and not go back to your old ways. I feel like I've left out a lot from this video, but I hope what I have said will help you. But yes, I hope you enjoyed. And I also want to branch out from weight loss on my channel and not just do things focused on that. So if you have any other suggestions, literally anything, then please leave it in the comments down below. And yeah, I would love to see if you guys have any other questions that I didn't cover in this. I know I've really just touched on the basics of like calorie deficits and stuff, but what I have said I hope has helped. And yeah, thank you for watching.